8. As I mentioned just a little while ago, we have folks from Somersfield in the studio with us this morning. We'd like to welcome the Director of Student Life, Tanisha Edwards. And we also have some scholarship recipients in the studio with us. And we're pleased to welcome Noah Astwood, Jayende Preece, and Eden Lightbourne as well. Hi, guys. How you doing? Welcome.
Hi, good
You had to
morning.
get up extra early, not to get to school, but to come up here. And a shout out to all the Somersfield folk who I'm sure are listening in this morning because they knew this was going to happen. No pressure, guys. No pressure. So, Miss Edwards, I think we should start out with you and talk about, the focus of student life at Somersfield and sort of what your mission is there as one of our foremost educators here on the island.
Yes, okay, good morning. Actually, my role has newly been created. It's the Director of Student Life. It is a leadership position, and it actually will become in effect in September 2024.
Awesome.
But I am just getting warmed up and getting my feet wet and ready to dive in, actually, already. Our focus, our mission is basically to inspire socially conscious, independent thinkers. And, our school, we emphasize the student well-being and having stronger relationships with our students and our parents, and of course, our school community. Our school is actually 33 years old. We're fairly young.
Yes.
And we opened in 1991. We were founded then. And Somersfield actually, we set ourselves apart from like the traditional model of typical private school and maybe those traditional stereotypes that come along with that. Because we're new and, we're more embracing. We have so much diversity at our school.
Absolutely, you do.
We actually have about 38 different nationalities represented.
That's
so we are proud
incredible.
to say that we are our little global community here.
You definitely
So
are.
We're proud of that.
And the teaching model is an international one that has been recognized as a great way for the development of not just academics, but all around sort of human character qualities.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
well
we
known
are
for
a
that.
Montessori school. We were accredited Montessori school, and when we opened, we were Montessori. However, we are much more than a Montessori
absolutely,
school.
yeah.
I think, the typical model that people look at when they think of Somersfield Academy, they think of it as just Montessori.
Sure.
But we're actually an international baccalaureate accredited school as well, so we're proud to say that.
the IB
And
program's been running a couple of years now, too,
yes,
hasn't
it's
it?
been running quite a few years now. So we're happy to share that with Bermuda.
Okay, so we're here to talk about opportunities, I guess, or the JEDI initiatives. Can we explain a little bit about that?
Okay, so the JEDI is something that we came up with when we had another sort of director of diversity, Stacey Williams. She's with CURB now. But we came up with JEDI, meaning justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Awesome.
And basically, that is what we stand by at our school. And because we are global, we are conscious, we are independent thinkers, we are socially inspired. These JEDI virtues basically are helping us to build our school to what it is today.
Yeah. And building good character is part and parcel with educating our young people, I think, and it's good to see that there's almost sort of a global recognition, almost an aha, like how to embrace every child's learning style, every child's culture, every child's need for connection, and we're gregarious beings, us humans. And learning how to be together and to eliminate some of the stresses that go along with schools and who's popular and who isn't, or things like that. It goes a long way to have like a zero tolerance of anything to do with anything intimidating or anyone thinking that they might be just a little more sporty than the person next to them. We're not going to have that, and I'm bringing a little levity to it because it's hard to talk about sometimes, and I know for kids it's hard to deal with sometimes, feeling like you can go to school and there's somebody that's going to be glad to see you, and you're going to go hang with your mates and do what you like to do, and maybe get to know other people and find out about new things too, and be just as curious and empathetic with the people around you as you want to have directed at you. So
Absolutely.
I think that goes a long, long way to what Somersfield helps to promote as far as growing good adults, which is what you're trying to do at the end of the day, fully functioning adults. So the JEDI initiative, how is that sort of directed within the school? Do any of the kids want to talk about that, or? Just speak up, guys. Whoever wants to say who you are. Because again, today we have in studio with us, we have Noah, we have Jayende, and we have Eden.
Okay, morning.
Morning, morning.
Morning. So the Jedi, we ensure equitable practices into our school and recruitment for the staff. So basically, the staff will come and they will, talk to us, try to include us in as much as we can, just
Sure.
like today.
Yeah.
I feel like we're always implementing new stuff into the school, ways we can, improve our community, our sense of community. I recently just joined the STARS program at our school, which basically is a group of DP students who will come into the Children's House classes,
Sure.
which is from P2 to P4.
Okay.
And we basically will help them around for 30 minutes during our class time. So I feel like that's a good...
Yeah, because you're actually learning that, sometimes it's just, often children, especially that young, can use a little bit of a calming presence with them in their classroom when they're trying to learn on any given day. And you guys get to, I think, you can probably speak to it, Jayende, speak to how good you feel knowing that you're making a difference in this little person's life. And to see the gratitude reflected back on you for something so simple as just your presence and a kind word or a smile will help these youngsters get over any possible hurdles they might be facing. Is that what it does for you? I call it the altruism high. Do you feel like, yeah, I polished my nails, I did a little, let me just give a little brush off here,
Right.
because you did something good and that's worthy. And that feeling becomes, in the best way, kind of addictive. You want to do it again and again and again. All right. So good on you for being part of that program. So do Noah or Eden want to speak to a little bit about what parts they play in the school's programs, whether it's Jedi or Stars or whichever one it is?
Yeah, so there are actually a lot of league student leadership programs
Sure.
promoting Jedi,
Uh-huh.
both locally and internationally. For example, the SDLC,
Yeah.
Student Diversity Leadership Conference. I actually had the privilege of taking part in that last year, and it was in Texas. And it was really a great opportunity to network with other people my age.
Sure.
And it was really a beautiful thing because on first glance, we're in a room of people that are so different
Sure.
than us. It's a very diverse room.
Sure.
But then when we talk to each other, we realize that we have a lot in common.
Yep.
As well as that, there's also student exchange programs throughout the year, and also things at like BUEI.
Sure.
Like recently we went to Racial Healing Day. I feel very grateful that I was able to take part in that. And the stuff that we're able to do like that, it's really great because we're able to bring it back to our school and to our community and share it with our peers.
Well, yeah, understanding, how people get along and creating community is huge. And it's funny that you mentioned that in a room full of people who look so different, and even in your school, you have a school full of people who may come from so many different cultures and lifestyles, that you really do have more commonalities than you do differences. Was that sort of what you came away with from that convention with? Like,
Yeah.
wow, even though we're from this little speck in the middle of the ocean, here we are over in sort of, the southern part of America, and seeing that, we all sort of want the best things. If we can
Yes.
recognize that and help to foster that without, getting lost in whatever causes us to be apart. Coming together is really the solution. I often say, if you can eat at the same table together and make music together, then there's nothing you can't solve, right? Because the
Yes.
commonalities are so obvious then, right? So good on you for having that experience. And if not for Somersfield, perhaps you might not have had that experience. So we want to
Yes.
emphasize that, what it's brought to you as far as, showing you the world in the right way, so that you're not intimidated, or so that you have, the difference between confidence and conceit, which is a little humility, right? Just learning that and being non-judgmental, right? Because how do we judge so much all the time? Like, who told her she could wear that? All of these sort of negative things that we sort of just come out sometimes. If you learn to just calm those down and, don't speak it if it's with malice. You learn things like that amongst your peers.
Yes.
at Somersfield, and look how well you guys are doing. You three amazing faces in front of me right now, listeners. In case you're just joining us, we're talking with Tanisha Edwards, who will be the new director of Student Life come this September, and we're just sort of getting an introduction to what that role is and how she interacts with the students and what Somersfield's focus and commitment to their mission statement is, and how successful it is, I guess I want to say. Because in your short little time of being a school here on the island, Tanisha, the amount of kids that have gone off to United World Colleges and so on comes to mind.
Absolutely.
And the opportunities for those who, not everybody wants to go off and get a 4-year degree, but the opportunities to see and learn and do and get into what you think your profession might be. I love the science fairs that you guys have. I had a kid in my neighborhood created a 3D printer. Like, really?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
One guy built a guitar. People are writing books as this stuff. So all of that, part and parcel, your commitment to the arts as well as to academics, I think, needs to be championed.
So our community projects and our personal projects are very, very a huge part of our school curriculum, and the students excel in that area. They're learning how to speak, they're learning how to research, they're learning how to interact with our global community and our local community. So one big part that we do want to promote today is our scholarships.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have to talk before we let you go
Definitely.
about the opportunities for folks, because an education is not inexpensive, I guess is the best way to put it. But there are opportunities for support
Yes.
through Somersfield's bursaries and scholarship programs.
Absolutely.
Who wants to talk about that? You three beautiful young people.
I can give a little bit about it.
Okay, cool.
There are a lot of benefits in the scholarship. They have full or partial tuition coverage for the entire academic year. There's access to a lot of diverse range of extracurricular activities and enrichment programs. There's mentorship and guidance from experienced educators. There's a lot of opportunity to be a part of close-knit communities of learners, especially in the DP. When you get to the DP, a lot of cliquey groups, they break apart, and the community just comes together a lot more.
Just explain to our listeners what DP means.
DP is the diploma program.
Okay,
which
got you,
is-
the baccalaureate program,
Yeah.
right? Okay, gotcha. All right, just making sure we was on the same page there.
Yeah.
So are you guys heading down that road as far as being part of that program?
So right now we actually all are part of it.
So there you go. I wasn't going to say who's a senior and who isn't yet, because I couldn't always tell. Well, good on you guys for embarking down that road. And do each of you just want to comment on what you think your focus is going to be going forward? Or what you find maybe has been, was the aha moment that says, yeah, I can do this, and this is what I want to pursue. Noah, maybe, or Eden, or whoever.
Well, there's a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different things.
Sure.
And, Somersfield, the DP program has a lot of different options for classes. Like
Sure.
they have psychology, biology, physics, chemistry,
Sure. So
business. There's a lot of different
You
avenues.
can get
and
into the
pathways that you
sciences
could go
or the
down.
business if you want, or businesses if you want. What about arts programs too? Any
They
of the
do
arts?
have the arts as well as music.
Sure, good stuff. Any of you aspiring musicians? No? Okay.
No.
Oh, well.
I'm actually an aspiring lawyer. I
There
want
you
to
go.
study either
Study law.
criminal or family law.
Gotcha.
And Somersfield has actually opened many gigs for me and
Sure.
paved many opportunities
Okay.
because I've been an active member of the debate team
Okay,
and
there you
public
go.
speaking team. And I feel like that's not really an opportunity that I may have had if I went to another school.
Got you, yeah.
And with me being a lawyer, my main goal is I just want to be able to give back to my community. I've always had a strong loving sense for helping people.
Because it
and
feels good, right? I
it
like to
feels good.
emphasize that
Yeah.
for folks listening. It feels good to help others.
people.
Yeah,
And being at Somersfield has only enriched that passion inside of me.
good for you.
With what Ms. Edwards was talking about before with the community project in M3, I actually helped the homeless. And that project actually was a passion project of mine because it's something that I'm really passionate about. And it helped me to network with other people. And it was really beautiful seeing the things that we take for granted.
Absolutely.
Something as simple as like a toothbrush or a bottle of water, to see how grateful they were to have stuff like that. So it just makes you more grateful for what you have.
Yeah, and I suppose, I often say to people when you're talking about, others or people with special needs, and oftentimes our homeless folk are folks with some special needs. That nobody wakes up in the morning wanting to have, a mental illness of sorts that's going to hamper their life or negatively affect anyone. Nobody. So I guess I'm saying to see the humanity first. I'm sure you learn that with that little exercise of seeing that, the simple, what are the simple but necessary needs. Need, want, we all get that sort of thing to weigh out as we go through life. But for those, it's a need to have water and a toothbrush. So good on you for figuring that out. What about you, Jayende? What do you think you're going to pursue?
So for me, after Somersfield, I went to get into the world of fashion.
Sure. Do you see yourself in design?
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you.
I would really say that Somersfield really helped me in that aspect. I would say overall, Somersfield really embraced my curiosity and creativity. Sure. Mm-hmm. I would say Somersfield is really a place where they really focus on using your creativity and using your strengths to forward yourself in the school.
Yeah.
So I would say they really do work with you hands-on, make sure that you're doing what you need to, and making sure that you open yourself up, make sure that you're always doing the right things, getting the right stuff, focusing on yourself while still focusing on others.
Well, yeah. Good on you for all of that. Okay, so that just leaves you, Noah, to say what you think you're going to do with your amazing life.
I think I would be interested in something to do with biology. I've always loved biology my whole life, and science in general. Yeah. And the science department at Somersfield is amazing. All of the teachers, they always work so hard to include everybody and always try to include all of the different learning styles when they're teaching different things. And they also do a lot of things outside of just science relating to the community, such as Interact, which is what we've been talking about this morning. You can't just be in the book. You got to be out and about and see how what's in the book applies to real life, right? And I think that's a huge, huge thing, to get a handle on, because we have so many people who end up with their college degree and it's like, gosh, how do I go about, getting my own, a Belco bill with my name in it, because you got to have a credit rating and all of these things, the real life things that go along with learning, book learning and school learning as you're growing up. And I think the sciences are fascinating too, and I do know that the medical sciences are just hungry, not necessarily just doctors, but the medical sciences, when it comes to like diagnostic imaging and laboratory work and things like that, are just, there's a huge demand for that in the world. So good on you for picking that one. You get those qualifications, you can work anywhere. Well, we just about have to wrap it up, folks. Miss Edwards, do you want to perhaps wrap things up for our
Well, absolutely. I cannot leave here without talking about this dynamic opportunity that we have for Bermuda, for our Bermudian students. And as you see, we have these dynamic students right here. We have Jai and Eden and Noah. They are actually the recipients of the 2023-2024 scholarship called the Equity Merit Scholarship that we have.
Awesome.
This year, for the first time ever, for the 2024-2025 school year, we would like to open up to our local students who are not here at Somersfield. So the reason why we're here is to promote that. And we want Bermuda to know that this is the place for your child to go. This is a leading school that will prepare your children for, that global experience.
Sure.
And this Equity Merit Scholarship is designed to recognize and support exceptional students with a strong passion for learning. Mm-hmm. And it's also open to talented individuals who demonstrate their exemplary academic skills and, of course, their outstanding character. Mm-hmm. So we want these students to make a positive impact in the world, and we want them to start with us here at Somersfield. So actually the benefits of our scholarship, you will have a full or partial tuition coverage for this academic year. They get access to the diverse range of extracurricular activities, of course, that was mentioned before, and of course, leadership opportunities throughout the year, and of course, being a part of this vibrant knit community. The deadline is actually tomorrow.
Okay.
It has been advertised for quite some bit now.
Sure.
So tomorrow, Friday, February 9th, is the deadline. And if there is anyone out there who is interested, please email admissions@somersfield.bm.
And what is the entry level age for
The entry
applying
level
for
age
this?
is high school.
High school age, okay.
Yeah, so we call, well, from M4 straight through to DP.
Got
to-
you.
Yes.
All right. Good to know. You can apply to admissions@somersfield.bm.
Correct.
And I hope there's a bunch of folks out there that are like, definitely, as soon as they're out of the car,
Absolutely.
going to get on this and get their application in before the deadline. And then I suppose there's a process of contacting and interviewing and everything
Absolutely.
that goes
We
on
will
after
have that interview process. You know, the shortlisted candidates will
Sure.
be invited, and the selection process will begin. Yes.
Awesome. Well, I can say my nephew went all through Somersfield and went on to just graduate from Dalhousie with his degree in psychology,
Awesome, yes.
thinking about doing his master's
Max.
and everything out there.
Yes.
So a shout out to all the Somersfield students. You guys want to shout out to anybody before we let you go?
I actually want to shout out to my class, P5
Sure.
Edwards.
Hey, P5
Hey,
Edwards.
guys.
Hope you all listening. Get ready. She's coming now. So, guys, thank you so much. You represented yourselves really well. Mr. Bait Lady, you go on to do that. I got this job because I could read and I like to talk.
Thank you.
So you got to like to talk and you got to like to read if you're going to be a lawyer, okay? Just
Yes,
letting you know.
thank you.
And, I love a good debate, too. A good, a well thought out debate as well. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. And we look forward to seeing, the next Jayende Preece fashion when it comes out in a couple of years, maybe, and to have the next best biologist on the island here and the next best lawyer as well. So thank you very much, guys, for coming by, and just keep doing what you do. All right? Keep
Thank
doing
you.
that
Thank
good
you for
stuff.
having us.
My pleasure,
Thank you very
guys.
much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Miss Edwards, for coming too. And a shout out to your late great dad, cousin Juicy, for his contributions to broadcasting here as well. Yeah, we all knew everybody here on this island, don't we? Thanks so much, guys. Take care.
All right,
Safe
thank
journeys.
you.
Thank you.
There you are, folks. Make sure you get in that application before tomorrow. That's the deadline. That's admissions@somersfield.bm.
Nothing.